Aquaman got a trailer this week. It was a whole 5 minutes long. Some would say that's too long. But is this going to be a good movie, or is it going to be a real bad mess? Who knows? I sure don't. Based off the fact that this man is cross-eyed in this picture, and the last appearance from this character was in this steaming pile of dog poo, I'm going to say no. This is not going to be good. But then I wouldn't have a video to make this week, so here's 5 good reasons that Aquaman's going to be a real good time. Yep, a real good old movie. First off, let's talk about the new costume revealed at the end of this 5-minute trailer we got. As you can see here, it very closely resembles his suit in the New 52 comics from just a few years back, despite that version not sporting the scary man beard and homeless hairdo. As well, you can also see here that at some point Aquaman gets a hold of an actual trident rather than the shitty quindent used in Justice League that seemed to do almost no damage to anyone. It was so poorly used in that movie that some would actually say a butter knife could do more damage. Although this costume very closely resembles that of the comics, somehow it seems that they have managed to make it so Jason Momoa does not appear as a thundering dumbass in a golden green suit. I believe this was a very smart move from the marketing team to first reveal this costume in a moving clip, rather than a single image as we have seen with Captain Marvel and Shazam. Many people think they look like total idiots until they actually see the costumes in motion. The next promising detail we get in the footage shown is how the action actually looks. One of the biggest criticisms of the DCEU, or Worlds of DC, or whatever the fuck this universe is called, was that the action sequences were always a hero, or a bunch of heroes fighting a big gray villain in a cloud of smoke and dust with lightning and other crappy CGI spewed all over the screen. As we can all see here in this actually comprehensible chase sequence, the action is taking place during the day with the villain sporting some comic-accurate gear and the goons in colorful costumes. This makes for a very fun-looking sequence that feels a bit more tangible than whatever it is the studio pumped out in their last outing. Speaking of how things look and how bad things used to look, it really seems as if the studio has made a conscious effort to visually differentiate themselves from the previous movies. There are many shots here shown that look more colorful and vibrant than any movie we've seen DC make in recent years, and while Wonder Woman was a step in the right direction with the whole look of the island, Atlantis and the other locations shown in this trailer have such a distinct look and color palette, making me and probably others feel a bit better about giving these films another chance. I think it is time for these movies to embrace the fact that they are based off of dumb things for kids and make them look a little bit more like dumb things for kids that doesn't depress the shit out of me. The next best thing that we got in this trailer is, guys, I'm going to level with you. This whole video, if you haven't noticed already, is just an excuse to tear into the current status of the DCEU. It is satire and nothing more. There's nothing new presented here that I'm sure a million other YouTubers aren't talking about. What people aren't talking about, however, is how amazing it is that we're even getting this movie at all. I mean, 15 years ago, people would have said you're crazy if you think Aquaman is getting his own movie. But here we are. I think a lot of us take for granted where we are with movies today, and how amazing they look and the stories being told. I think it's very important to acknowledge that. Nah, just kidding. Let's mess with them some more.
Bonus.
Let's see how many times the DCEU fucked up.
Tell me. Do you bleed?
Clark?
Yeah. Oh, something is definitely bleeding.
I believe in truth, but I'm also a big fan of justice.
think I've made my point quite on the nose. I love these movies because they're the characters that I've grown up with, but Warner Bros. Have done them a great disservice by pumping out unfulfilling movies over the past 5 years. It's about time they make a genuinely good movie rather than a couple mediocre or real shit one, an A-OK one, and then a really, really fucking awful movie. I'm sure it's no surprise to anyone, but I really hate that movie. It crushed my soul, and I want nothing more than a good Justice League movie. So I'm here, begging that James Wan makes a genuinely different and interesting movie rather than this middle-of-the-road, bland, and generic crap. The superhero movie genre is going to become oversaturated at some point, and the movies Warner Bros. Are pumping out are only making matters worse. People love to talk about amazing movies, but also love to talk about bold and interesting new takes, even if it doesn't work. If Ragnarok was not well received, it would still be talked about because it is different and fresh. People forget about films such as Justice League because they are bland and don't try anything new. So please, for the love of God, please let this be something new and interesting, because if not only will the DCEU inevitably fail, so will this genre of movies as well.